So congratulations, y'all did it. Man, me and my little emotions are all over the place right now. People liking me and stuff. I'll be right back. I need to concentrate on making my video. But I keep getting distracted by snaps. Okay, I'm for real get this done. I'm gonna get this done! Damn it.
We got an Einstein filter now? Like, who is this dude? Who are you?
Buttermilk. James. Boy, bye. I'm eating shit I have no business eating. But I have no willpower. Ooh. Well, all right. Okay, I see right now I need to just start talking or else I will never get this video made. Congratulations on your resident. Yes, you got what you wanted. Congratulations. Extend my most enthusiastic celebration wishes. And congratulations to y'all. Well done. Now, you probably haven't watched my videos before, so if this is your first time, let me go ahead and throw out there that I encourage all of you people who have common sense to find you some sort of heirloom variety and be the master of your own ship, because the beginning of legislation is also, it's not the beginning because that's already started. So the beginning of legislation is also a continuing training session for government on how to micromanage it. So if I were you, I would force them to have to just come and attack my soil to get me. Because you're not going to get me by putting in the crap that everybody's buying in the store. Well, you all going to get me because I'm a sugar junkie. But you know what I'm saying, figuratively. You can't get me that way. So the only way, and I grow my own food. So the only way you can get me is going to have to be to fuck with my soil. So be that bitch. So, you'll be as protected as possible. I guess in a nutshell, eventually when people start continue to be enlightened and thinking for themselves, and again, another movement is made, a collective movement is made, they're going to feel some kind of way that they don't have a general control over the entire population. Like right now, people are easy to manipulate because people are misparenting their kids, and kids are growing up feeling all entitled and not really having no real moral value compass. Your kids ain't worth a damn, right? So, but let's just say that it gets legalized everywhere, and everybody proceeds to engage mature and responsibly. Then psychopaths will no longer have control over balanced entire society, and they won't like that. So they need to find a way to go to extremes to keep people conditioned. And I think that does not stop at tampering with molecules in seeds and different strains of stuff. Because you gotta keep in mind that as this progresses, the medical industry is taking a big gut punch. And they don't like that. They're not gonna like that. Not the 1%, the 0.0000001%. Them people who are really in charge of the world, they're not gonna like that. They're not gonna like not being able to control everyone. I went off on a freaking tangent on that, didn't I? I sounded like so conspiracy theoristy. I sounded so conspiracy theoristy. Take it down a notch, girl. But yeah, and she crams a slice of pizza down her throat. Sorry, vegan family. Because it is not vegan. It's got sausage and pepperoni on it both. Mm. I'm eating it the white way too. It's cold pizza. So shout out to White World. A great victory. The Klan was up at the crack of dawn in North Carolina on a bridge. You talk about shouting to the mountaintop. Criminally racist people are so happy right now. I pray Mr. Stays safe today, both physically and emotionally. I really don't want anyone there saying the wrong thing to him. This is a really, really wrong time. You know how you get ready to say something to somebody you care about, but you know enough to know about them to when they look at you a certain way or say a certain thing, you're like, oh, they're not. You can't fuck with them right now. Let them blow off whatever that steam is before you come at them with anything. You know, I forgot what I was saying, right? What my whole point was. I probably would have to stop this video and rewind it and fast forward it all the way to the end of that just to remember what I was talking about. But who knows? Y'all that been with me, you know every time I do that, every time I forget what I was talking about, it has come to me 100% of the time. 100% of the time. So, but yeah, I was saying congratulations to Supremacist World. I know it was a great victory. Y'all skunked us. If you came close, if you came within a quarter of the votes of the landslide you were supposed to lose at, then you still got a landslide. Because if America was what America been saying America was, you wouldn't have even been able to run.
Aw, look at you acting all shocked and amazed that America is America. Guess what? Water's wet too.
But I bet you he's terrified though. I bet you he's terrified. It seemed to me like he would be terrified. Because he know he's dumb and bigoted. He knows that. And he knows that y'all know it.
That hopefully you will be so proud of your president. You'll be so proud.
And y'all okay with him enough to vote him into, not allow him to run. Not just that, but for him to win. And the race was close. To me, that right there, that's what I was saying. See? 100% of the time still now. That's what I was saying. So even just to come close, even just to be on the, have a multiple states backing you alone speaks volumes. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, we got skunked. Shout out to y'all though. Y'all did that Grammy thing. I mean, and that you have experienced it, so. Somebody was like, what do you think it was, non-voter turnout or the election was rigged? Shit, both. You act like both wasn't involved. Bye. And whatever. Oh my God, this is great. This water's ice cold right now. Ooh. I swear for God, my body is cussing me out. You know you are 80 damn 90%. 80% water. God damn it, you fucking hydrate me regularly all fucking day. When I say hydrate me, I don't mean once a day. I mean, bitch, hydrate me. You getting old, shit dry out. What make you think that you wouldn't want to continue to hydrate so that you can hold on to your juices as long as possible? You don't want to be one of them ladies talking about being dried out. Okay, let's don't go there. Let's talk about eyeballs. You know, just like you get cotton throat, you get cotton eyeball. Until you get yourself some water. Get yourself some water. Have a sip. Screw it, have a guzzle. Why not? It can only help for all those times that you didn't drink as much as you needed to drink. My body needed that though. How did I just manage to squeeze an H2O rant in the middle of this damn session? Because it's a session and everything goes. Do I have one eyebrow that's just staying up this whole time? It looks like I'm doing the whole video. I wonder if my muscles do that by nature, or if I'm subconsciously having a thought that works in conjunction with a feeling that makes you feel like, yeah. Does it go up every time I talk? Or just when I talk about something juicy? Juicy, that's what I was on. Hydrate. Hydrate, bitch. I don't know how y'all put up with me with these things. But I love you too, boo-boo. I love you too. I really do. That's why I be so hard on you. Hence, tough love. I feel like I need to take a minute and let this water work. I think I'm gonna turn the camera off and actually just meditate and let this water and drink some more water and let it go through my body, because I am really, literally feeling myself rehydrating after droughting my own ass out for probably 24 hours. I mean, I have water, but I just have a few sips every 5 to 8 hours. It's not enough, even when I eat. Like, Mister gets mad at me. He's like, you don't drink enough water. I'm like, I'll be full. And he's like, it's not even about that. You have to wash the food down so you can digest it properly. And don't choke yourself out because you're not hydrated. Okay. You can see I decided not to turn the camera off. But if you want to fast forward through it, you know you can. I guess when you see me stop doing this and look into the camera, you'll know it's over. For fast forwarding purposes. Ooh, did you hear that? Oh. That was my body telling me I needed to do that. Another little video left. Oh man. Yeah, but congratulations to y'all. I ain't standing or putting my hand over my heart for now another anthem for at least 4 years. And even put everything aside. And let's even look past Trump. Like, who's gonna be the next Democratic nominee? Are we raising people? Are we developing young humans into more mature and morally balanced but self-sufficient young adults? Are we raising those people who could one day be the next Obama? We hate to see him go, but wouldn't it be nice if he just could and everybody would be like, it was nice to have you, but I'm glad you get to go rest a little bit. You know, maybe get away from this bullshit just for a minute, because I know you're going to come back and get right back into it. But in the meantime, you go ahead and enjoy life just for a little while, for a minute. And we're going to let Junior come in and pick up where he left off, because we have raised Junior in such a way that he is perfectly equipped to do so. Are we raising any of those? No, bitch. Because I met you mothers, procreators. So, there's that. There's that. I saw everybody sending around a meme where Trump was looking over Melania Vanilli's shoulder, like as if to see everybody, added the understood caption of him checking to make sure she doesn't vote for the other party. But y'all know I'm always the oddball, seeing something else. But when I looked at it, I wanted to make sense of the picture. So I was like, that makes sense. Because, well, she's a mail-order bride. Let's not pretend she's not. She's a mail-order bride. And her English is not even really good. So, it's challenging for her speaking English. So he might actually be helping her read the ballot. She might, as a foreigner, not know how to accurately read the ballot, And the last thing he needs is for the press to find out that his own wife voted against him in any way, shape, form, or fashion. So he was probably just helping her. When you got a mail-order bride who doesn't speak English very well, but she's filling out an election ballot in English in the country to which she's about to be the next first lady. Whoa. One of the very foreigners that fall into the same category of the ones he wants to build a wall from is first lady. Let that marinate. They're making all kinds of shameful history here. But they're making history. Because those kind of people, they don't care if it's shameful. They're making history. That's what counts. But they are. What other country had a first lady whose naked pictures been all over the place? America, man. Tell me about a first lady of a country, a first world country, that knowingly have naked pictures, public naked pictures. Only in America, folks. And America is again great. Oh boy. Yeah, so there's that. So don't hate on grabbed pussies. One of the pussies he grabbed is a first lady, so I don't know, I guess aspire to get your pussy grabbed by the sex offending, misogynist president. Oh my God. Oh my God. I get it, old people. I get it, old people. You really do gotta laugh to keep from crying. Oh, there goes that brow again. And again. And again. I'm an idiot. Oh my goodness. Y'all so sweet. You really are. I just want the best for people. I hope y'all have been able to hear me. I don't think I turned the music down this whole time. I've been enjoying it. How about y'all? Have y'all been enjoying it? Because, bitch, I'll just not monetize that bitch and see can I chop it up enough and put it up there. And we'll just sit and enjoy it together while we talking. I'm stuffed. I want to keep eating. That's a page right out of the buyout of a sugar junkie. That's how they gonna get me. Speaking from conspiracy theorist mode, that's how they gonna get me. Fucking badass eating. But you know what would fix that? Cannabis. Cannabis wouldn't be shit in terms of me making better choices as far as what I snack on. But some RSO, I really believe it's a cure-all for everything. Ironically enough, including weight loss. Indirectly, probably, because you probably would still have munchies. Because I know a lot of people that medicate with it to rebuild their appetite after chemo and stuff like that, or dialysis or something like that. And so I know people eat, but it's so fucking delicious that you could actually eat something that's healthy that you wouldn't normally think was really good. But when you're medicated, you're like, oh, it's so delicious. So delicious. The only problem is your stomach is like an empty pit. I think if you just medicate it regularly, orally, that's still oral. If you smoked and got munchies, I think you just eat whatever you grab your hands on, whatever junk you get your hands on. But I think if you medicated with RSO, I think that you would have appetite to be able to appreciate the clean flavors of a healthier meal. It'd be like you eating pizza. And you sit up there you're just destroying a salad. But to you, it wouldn't have mattered if you got pizza or salad, but the salad is just as satisfying. I get it, old people. When you say keep on living, I get it. I mean, I'm one of those old people now, but I think about the people that we thought were just being old people. I was always still more mature than my typical peer group. Hence me always having friends old enough to be my mother, but they were my friends, and I was a mature little girl. Not like people say, oh, she's so grown. No, I was a mature little girl. But when I was 20 and my friends I always heard them say to other people in my peer group, just keep on living about certain things. That's some shit that they know that no matter how clearly they explain it to you, your youth and inexperience is not going to allow you to absorb it. You'll refuse. Even if you don't want to, but you'll refuse it because you want to refuse. And you're not going to not want to refuse until you hit this very age bracket. And then you're going to be like, oh, damn. It's a milder version of learning the hard way. So you still got to just live and experience it. And even though it wasn't no turmoil or trauma involved, you still have to be awakened with that understanding of it. You'll be like, wow. Old people be knowing. Mama be knowing, auntie, uncle be knowing, grandma be knowing, nana be knowing, cuz be knowing, big sis be knowing. Searching, 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 searching. I'll take a moment to get something else off my chest, because that's what I do. You are fully entitled to not vote, and I don't really care. I have no more. I never did keep many fucks stocked up to give, though, to be fair. But anyway, yeah, I don't care either way. But I do judge and assess your non-vote to be a Trump vote. So if you didn't vote, you voted for Trump from my perspective. And that's just me. You ain't got to do nothing. You don't have to do nothing different. But I'm just telling you, when I know you didn't vote, when you tell me you didn't vote, whether it's because you're doing the extremist thing and you are anti-government, and so, screw all the candidates, so I'm not going to vote for anybody at all. Or if it's religious, or if you voted for a third-party candidate, because ain't no way you thought that motherfucker was going to contend with either Hillary or Trump on those ballots. So ain't no way you thought they was gonna be able to keep up. In fact, one of your candidates dropped out, Bernie, and let his people know who to vote for because he realized his being in the race, it was already gonna be tight. He was just gonna screw up the momentum, and if anything, it would lean toward the great power voting consensus, which are racist. So for the greater good, think what you want about him, but for the greater good, he pulled out in order for Hillary to have a better chance because he knew that was the best option, even if he was more qualified, even if his plans were more productive. He made a decision for the greater good. Say what you want, you can't take that from it. So everybody who did not vote for Hillary, I consider your vote a vote for Trump. Whether you didn't vote at all or you voted for someone else, you voted for Trump, as far as I'm concerned. And some of you, it's not your fault that you didn't understand the magnitude of it. It's not your fault. Racists have actually been conditioning you guys for the longest. You know how I often say pseudo-hotep people or some of the woke people you know be snoring the loudest. That's one of the things I'm referring to. Because they know that they can set you to be so angry that you don't vote for any of them. So screw them all, right? So when you don't vote for any of them, and then they show up to vote for who they really want, who's been speaking for them this whole time as they've been in the closet celebrating while they out telling us, I'm shocked and appalled at the audacity of this orange adult age boy. How could he? We would never. How could he? He can't represent us. He does, accurately. He does. And so anyway, and if you notice, racist trolls are always the loudest all the time, right? Just before the election, you could hear a pin drop because they knew they all were going to show up in droves to vote. They knew that no matter how many women he abused and assaulted, that they would show up and vote because Mrs. Stepford is invested. Mrs. Stepford is invested. But they showed up and they voted. Oh, they cheated. It was rigged. But even if it was supposed to be such a landslide, if the world was morally intact, it would have been such a landslide that they could have cheated all up inside down the whole entire nation. And they ain't no way they could have cheated enough to even half-ass win. Compete even. But this is not the world. This is not that world. This is the world that I have been telling y'all it is the whole time. Me and a couple of more other folks.
The Bears are who we thought they were. That's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
But I know what you got to tell yourself in order to survive. I know what you got to tell yourself in order to survive, and so I encourage it. Say what you got to say. I'll even listen to you say it every now and then, depending on who you are and how much I really love you as somebody I love in my life. But sometimes denial be helping people survive, I guess. Sometimes denial helps people survive. I got so tense up here talking about this damn with y'all. But let me tell you when I did cry. I cried when I looked at life I built and the type of people that I chose to embrace in my life, and how magnificent they are, and how unique they are from the masses. Genuine people. People who love and support you, sometimes support your bullshit, but when your bullshit gets to be too much, they love you enough to pump your brakes. They love you enough to say, no, bitch, not this time. This is not right. And in the end, you will have pain and suffering if you make this decision. I will not stand by idly and support you making this decision. If you make it anyway, that's on you. You grown. But I said something. It feels like a shaky decision to make, and I wouldn't want to see you endure in particular consequences if you do this. No. Back it up a notch, bitch. She might do it anyway. But she might not. And if she doesn't, and then she looks back and be like, I'm so glad you didn't let me do that. Oh my God. Did you see that? Yes, bitch, I saw it. That's why I pumped your brakes. I love you that much. But that's not the kind of world we're in. Most people will sell their soul for, it used to be money, but just for popularity now. Just for popularity. It's the new commodity. I'm not even talking about people running businesses and they have to, stay active with their consumer base. I'm talking about sociopaths building other sociopaths and so on, generation to generation, until you have built an entire society and you have an 80+% chance of the next person you meet being one of very, 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 very many screwed up people. But so, like I was saying, I was thinking about all the wonderful people that I've attracted in my life. How consistent they are, how genuine they are, how much I love them. I love them. We could just be in the same, we could just be breathing the same air, and we don't even necessarily have to be talking. I have the most wonderful, wonderful husband, fantastic set of parents, uncle and aunt, and almost all of my sisters. It's just really a beautiful thing to make great choices for yourself, and it spills over into your surroundings, and then you start consistent. You know how they say money attracts money? Think about that in terms of relationships, and the next time you hear a female say that there's no such thing as good men, there are no good men, then I want you to try and imagine what role she played in the relationship in general, and imagine if that's something that man should have been willing to stick around and endure. Like, even if he cheated. Oh, that's not going to sound right. That don't even sound right to me. I'm just saying, you got to look at what your role is in it. Even if you are a legitimate victim, you have to look, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So even if you are because I didn't want to sound like victim blaming, it's still going to sound like that to some of y'all, but whatever. If for y'all, then y'all really, this ain't the channel for y'all. You should have been upset so many other times other than this, in addition to. if you that person, because the way I roll, the way my filter is set up. Man, I forgot what I was talking about. Relationships. Yeah. So even if you are a legitimate victim of some sort of disrespect and or abuse, and no one deserves that, let me just disclaim that. But you have to look at the role you played in accepting that into your life. I don't care, aside from the fact that you was raised in such a way that you thought that's how women should be treated. Okay, fine. You grew up at some point and made the decision to go the exact same route of all the bitches that you saw in your life get their ass whooped. But you went out, and again, not your fault. Conditioning is a motherfucker. Brainwashing is an M and F-er. But, again, you're an adult, and you went out, and you wound up selecting somebody of the same. The same. Because the bottom line is, this is where you're going to get me for victim shaming. The bottom line is that nobody ever even dates, much less marries. Nobody even goes out on a first date with someone at gunpoint.
So ultimately, unless someone forced you to date them at gunpoint, you made a conscious choice as the type of person you were willing to date.
If you judging people on the right things, you'll be able to peep character, See, if you judging a dude on how well he can take care of you financially, materialistically, how good he is in bed, how much money he makes specifically, how popular he is, if you're equating his purchases of things for you to his love for you, then you're not getting to know that person. Just because you know what their income is and what kind of car they drive and their address and phone number doesn't mean that you know what kind of human being that is. Bitch, I bet you never bothered to find out what kind of the types of people in general that inspire him. Not his favorite athlete. Okay, you can play basketball, or somebody can play football. So, what kind of human being are they? You don't know what kind of human beings they admire. You know who their favorite artist is. You know their favorite rapper. You know who their favorite singer is. But you don't know who their favorite human is. The guy that they see that treats people a certain way, that they aspire to want to have those kind of relationships with people. You don't even know the last time he cried, if he cried ever, if he just felt like crying, and if he did, why. And what kind of music inspires him says a lot too. The type of music that inspires him says a lot.
So ultimately, unless someone forced you to date them at gunpoint, you made a conscious choice as the type of person you were willing to date. I mean, it's probably a safe bet that you didn't bother to ask him who his last fight was with, or even what made him mad enough for him to want to fight them. You don't bother to find out what pushes him over the emotional thresholds of things like anger and sadness. It's only important to you that he has money and popularity and status and that he can knock your back out. And the handful of us that still use common sense know that love and respect don't necessarily accompany those material things. So as a result, stop complaining to your friends that your relationship sucks because you welcomed it.